Here's the shocking part. Reddit is now using artificial intelligence to fight the spam and misinformation crisis on its platform, the exact same technology that largely created that crisis in the first place. Over the past 18 months, AI-powered spam and content farms have flooded Reddit with fake reviews, scams, and automated garbage designed to game the algorithm. Now Reddit's deploying large language models of its own to automatically detect and remove it at scale. The irony is perfect. The technology that created the problem is now the only solution fast enough to solve it. This matters because Reddit's spam problem has become catastrophic. Community moderators, unpaid volunteers managing subreddits, have been completely overwhelmed. Across the internet, you can't fight AI spam with human moderators anymore. There's too much of it. It moves too fast, and it's too sophisticated. So platforms are discovering you need to fight fire with fire. Only AI is fast enough to catch AI, but that raises hard questions. Can you really trust AI to police AI? What slips through the cracks? And once you build a moderation weapon like this, what's to stop platforms from using it to suppress speech they just don't like? That's where things get complicated. The story starts with generative AI's explosion in late 2023. When ChatGPT and large language models became cheap and accessible, they handed spammers a revolutionary tool. Suddenly, anyone with an API key could generate thousands of convincing reviews, fake news, and promotional posts in minutes, all written by machines, all sounding human enough to fool readers and algorithms alike. Reddit became ground zero. The platform's open structure and community moderation made it the perfect target. Between late 2023 and mid-2026, spam absolutely exploded. Fake cryptocurrency coins hyped in r/investing, scam reviews for non-existent products, political misinformation in r/politics, bot armies commenting on posts hours after they went live. All of it generated or amplified by large language models at scale. Traditional defenses crumbled immediately. Human moderators, thousands of unpaid volunteers, couldn't keep pace. A subreddit might wake up to find hundreds of spam posts overnight, all AI generated, all designed to manipulate users and algorithms. Reddit's own automated systems couldn't adapt. Keyword filters couldn't stop writing that reads like a human. Spam detection rules missed content that understands context and mimics natural conversation. By the time a human reviewed a post, it had already poisoned thousands of users. Let's talk about scale. Reddit processed 2 billion comments daily before the crisis. By early 2026, up to 30% of comments in active subreddits were spam. That's 600 million bad comments every day. The sophistication is terrifying. AI-generated content reads like genuine human sharing. It references real context, uses natural language, and builds fake credibility through engagement history. A typical spam bot has a months-old account, legitimate posting history, and real comments mixed with scams. In r/investing, spammers deploy AI to generate investment advice tailored to threads, complete with made-up performance data and testimonials. It looks like someone sharing a strategy that actually worked. Readers trust it. Some act on it. In r/science, AI generates scientific commentary citing real papers, but misrepresenting them. It sounds authoritative without being correct. Readers can't tell the difference. The nightmare is this: you can't detect AI spam because it's indistinguishable from humans. You can't ask moderators to review everything. You can't block accounts because new ones spawn instantly. That's the impossible trap Reddit faced. Human moderation broke. Traditional filters didn't work. The only solution left was radical: fight AI with AI. So here's what Reddit actually built. They partnered with a machine learning team to train a large language model specifically on Reddit spam. This model was fed millions of examples of spam posts versus legitimate posts, learning patterns that humans can't easily define. The model doesn't just look for keywords. It understands context. It can read a comment about cryptocurrency and detect whether it's a genuine user discussing Bitcoin's price or a spam bot disguised as a community member. It evaluates the posting history, the account age, the natural language patterns all simultaneously. Here's the workflow. When a comment gets posted, it runs through this spam detection LLM in milliseconds. The model assigns a confidence score. Is this definitely spam, probably legit, or definitely legit? Anything scoring above a threshold gets flagged for removal or human review. The results have been immediate. In the first month after deployment, Reddit reported a 40% drop in spam within moderated communities. Not 40% reduction in spam reports actual spam. A subreddit like r/investing went from being flooded with hundreds of scam posts daily to dozens. But here's where it gets complicated. The system isn't perfect. Some legitimate posts get flagged, some spam slips through, and the most important question nobody's talking about: what happens when Reddit's spam fighting LLM is used to suppress speech Reddit's executives just don't like? How does AI moderation compare to what came before? Human moderators are volunteers, unpaid people spending their evenings reviewing spam reports and enforcing community rules. They are deeply embedded in their communities. They understand context, nuance, and unwritten rules. They know when something that looks like spam is actually a legitimate question or joke. They're irreplaceable in that sense, but they're also finite. A single moderator can review maybe 100 to 200 suspicious comments per hour. Reddit's 2 billion daily comments mean that if even 1% are suspicious, that's 20 million posts per day needing review. You'd need 100,000 moderators working around the clock. That's impossible. AI moderation scales infinitely. A machine learning model can review millions of posts per second across every subreddit simultaneously. It never sleeps. It never gets tired or frustrated. It's consistent. The same model applies the same rules everywhere. But AI is also blunt. It misses context. It can't understand that r/Wall Street Bits uses language that looks like investment scams but is actually ironic community culture. It can struggle with sarcasm, references to recent events, or inside jokes. The real answer is that you need both. AI catches 99% of obvious spam instantly, freeing human moderators to focus on edge cases, appeals, and the subtleties that require judgment. It's a partnership where AI does the grunt work and humans provide the wisdom. And that's what Reddit's essentially doing here. This matters beyond Reddit. Every platform at scale is facing the same problem. Facebook fights AI-generated misinformation. YouTube battles bot spam in comments. Twitter deals with coordinated inauthentic behavior. TikTok has spam accounts promoting scams in every trending sound. The problem is universal. The solution Reddit's pioneering will likely become the standard across the industry. But here's what makes this moment significant. We're entering an arms race. Spammers will see Reddit's AI defenses and adapt. They'll train their own models to generate spam that evades Reddit's detection. Reddit will see that and improve their model. Back and forth, endlessly escalating. The bar for spam sophistication just got raised. There's also a deeper question about trust. Reddit users need to trust that this system is fair, that it's catching actual spam, not suppressing unpopular opinions. The algorithm is a black box. Nobody outside Reddit truly knows exactly what it's detecting or how it makes decisions. That opacity can breed suspicion. And there's the governance question. Reddit's moderators are independent community leaders, mostly volunteers. Now they are working alongside an AI system they don't fully control. If the algorithm makes a bad call and deletes legitimate posts, who's accountable? Reddit, the model developers. These questions point to a bigger reality. We are not just fighting spam anymore. We are wrestling with how to moderate the internet itself when technology moves faster than human judgment. So what should Reddit users actually know about this system? First, understand that community moderators still have authority. This AI is a tool, not a dictator. Moderators can adjust the sensitivity levels, whitelist certain users or accounts, and override the system's decisions if they believe it's wrong. Second, if your post gets flagged or removed, you can appeal. Reddit's added an appeals process where users can explain why they think their content isn't spam. A human moderator, ideally with community knowledge, then reviews the appeal. The system isn't completely automated. There's a human loop. Third, you can help train this system to be better. Moderators can provide feedback on false positives and false negatives. Over time, the model learns from that feedback and improves. The more data it gets about what's actually spam in that community, the smarter it becomes. Fourth, transparency matters. Reddit users deserve to know roughly how the system works, what it's checking for, and what recourse exists if you disagree with a decision. Finally, remember that no system is perfect. Some spam will always slip through. Some legitimate posts will always get wrongly flagged. The goal isn't perfection, it's to change the balance so that communities are actually usable again, so moderators aren't completely overwhelmed, and so readers see genuine content instead of scams. Here's what matters when you zoom out. We are witnessing a fundamental change in how the internet moderates itself. For the first time, the tools creating the problems are also the tools solving them. It's not a perfect solution. It's messy, it raises hard questions about accountability and fairness, and it's probably just the first generation of what AI moderation will become. But it's also absolutely necessary. The alternative, letting spam and misinformation consume every platform, isn't viable anymore. Communities can't function if half the posts are scams. People can't find genuine signal in a sea of noise. So you're going to see AI-powered moderation deployed across the internet over the next 2 years. TikTok's already using it. YouTube's expanding systems like this. Discord communities are starting to rely on AI tools to manage rapid growth. The real question isn't whether platforms will use AI to moderate. They have to. The question is whether they'll do it transparently, with real accountability, and with genuine community input. Will human moderators have real power over these systems? Will users actually understand how appeals work? Will there be meaningful oversight? Reddit's betting that you can engineer your way out of this crisis, that machines can effectively police machines. They might be right. But engineering is only part of the answer. The harder part, the part that actually matters, is building systems that communities genuinely trust. Follow for daily AI news to stay on top of how this unfolds.